It's so bad to go on the road because the quality of the show is just awful. But technology aside, I think the message needs to come out. I have something here and I'm going to share it with you that I want you to embrace. And I don't do a lot of ads for My Patriot Supply, and it's not what I'm going to be talking about, but I'm going to put that out here. If you go to preparewithdave.com, it's the best place to get storable food. A lot of you are nervous about what's happening, the threat to the supply chains because of we might be re-entering the war, what's going on with oil, a whole nine yards. Like I said, 25-year shelf life. I'd get 3 to 6 months worth and sit on it. It tastes great, 2,000 calories per day because you're eating to survive. It's really good. Go to preparewithdave.com. That's preparewithdave.com. Now, that aside, I set that aside. I'm Dave Hodges. This is the Common Sense Show. We are about serving and protecting God, family, country, and it's like I said, we also are in the business of serving the oppressed. I've talked about this at length, and now this has come to fruition. You've heard me have done two stories on Utah. Utah has criminalized homelessness, but they're not alone. There's 8 states that I know of, and maybe more, that are considering similar legislation. This is awful. I want you to read this right here in this brochure I'm going to be talking about. You fed me when I was hungry, Matthew 25:35. We are commanded by the Almighty to help the poor, help the homeless, help the hungry. We're commanded. It's not an option. And now like in Phoenix, in city parks, they're making it illegal to feed the homeless. Well, first of all, if someone says, I'm hungry, and you hand them a candy bar, have you broken the law? And I think technically you have. This is ridiculous. Additionally, homelessness is now criminalized. And I believe it's going to probably come to my home state too. It's certainly in Utah, and it's going to go to other states very soon. And if you're arrested for homelessness, it's a $500 fine in Utah. If these people had $500, they might not be homeless. You can't pay it, guess where you go? Jail. Second offense, jail. This is incredible. Now, what do you do while you're in jail? They make you work off your debt to society. So your debt is caused by the fact that you may not even be on drugs, never been on drugs. You had a bad run of luck, you lost your job, bills overwhelming, your spouse might have left you or even died. I mean, I can give you a number of scenarios that people could be put in this position where they did not choose to be there. And even if they did, they were putting needles in their arms and doing the whole things that we know about. Here's what I'm going to say to you very, very clearly, America. We're still commanded to help those people, and we should. And don't want to enable them. I agree with that. But feeding them, imprisoning them, now, if it's drug related, that's another issue. If it's not drug related, are you kidding me? And guess what they do when they're there when they work off their debt? They make things that benefit Fortune 500 companies. This is not new. We've talked about the slave labor in prison before. They pay you pennies on the dollar for hours of labor. It's ridiculous. And if you don't do it, it can lengthen your sentence. We've talked about privatized prisons in the past. This is no different. This is what Utah is doing. Here's another reason this scares me before I get to a solution here. If we can categorize homeless as a dangerous entity that must be separated from society, isn't that setting a precedent that whatever you are, you may not be homeless, but you may have a dangerous political view in some people's minds. You might not be a member of the right groups or a member of the wrong groups. You need to be separated and re-educated. And while you're there, you're going to work off your debt. You see, I think this sets a precedent for creating a list, imprisoning people, abusing them. And if they can do it to one group, who won't they be able to do this to? This is what should really bother you. Because as we have said before, we looked at the Holocaust and the Great Gathering Up, that if they came for my neighbor, I didn't speak. They came for somebody else, I didn't speak. And when they came for me, there was no one left to speak. This is something that we really need to take a stand on, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, if I'm near a Phoenix Park and I got a candy bar somewhere on me, it might be my backpack, homeless says I'm going to give it to him. Now, let me show you something about this group that's formed. And this is not a sponsor for the show. I get no remuneration for saying this at all. But I am wholeheartedly behind this group. I'm going to get the CEO on my show. I talked to one of his reps. He's here at the Hear the Watchman conference. These people are fantastic. I don't know if this will come through very clearly, but if you look at where my forefinger's pointing, if you're listening to this, I'm pointing to something that shows food, $5. These are $5 cards. They're the size of a credit card. And you or organizations can order them. And I think the processing cost adds up to about $7 a card because they got to ship it, they got to make it, there's costs associated, but it's totally nonprofit. I mean, these people make nothing on this, nothing. All they want to do is help the people. Now, the card's only redeemable in fast food places, Wendy's, McDonald's, Cane's, and so forth. Now you're saying fast food, Dave, that's not really good food for you, but it's food. And here's why they had to do the fast food. Because if you go to a restaurant and they're selling alcohol, this might be spent on the wrong thing. And why is it a card and not cash? Because you can't buy drugs with it. This is why. This is a brilliant, brilliant plan here. And the group is called Street Charity. Street Charity. And they actually have a website here, and it's so darn obscure in their literature. I'm going to talk to them about that, but it's you can get it by going to help at stretch, and there's two E's in the stretch. Help at STREET charity.org. Phone number, ready for this? 678-592-6235. John Patton is running this, and he's had a motivation from the Lord to help the homeless. And this is brilliant. Can't use it for drugs, can't use it for alcohol, but it's food they can put in their stomach. Now, does it solve the homeless problem? Not really. But does it help them master one barrier while they're trying to overcome the other barriers that will get them off the street? I'm going to tell you something too about homeless. Don't categorize all of them. Mike Kerr, husband of Jeannie, co-sponsor of Hear the Watchman, one of the most successful revival conferences in the country. And we're doing Remnant Rising 2.0. And I'm speaking tomorrow here. It's my great honor to be doing this. Mike was homeless at one time. And you look at him today, you go, this guy's an impressive person. I mean, he touches some of the most powerful spiritual figures in our country, and he's doing a lot of good. And he and Jeannie have helped save a lot of souls. And when they go meet their maker, the Lord's going to say to them, good job, my faithful servant. But he was homeless. And he talks about this openly. I'm not telling anything out of turn here. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to step up and help this group. And like I said, I am not formally associated with this group. There'd be no way for people like me to make money from advertising. There's no cut to give me. There's nothing. It's just fantastic. Now, corporate sponsorships are available. Individual sponsorships are available. You could sign up for a program where you're paying $35 a month and they're going to send you X amount of cards. And when you're at a stoplight near an interstate or you're by a major intersection and the person's got a sign there, okay, you just say, hey, come on over here. Hey, you could take this to any fast food place, $5. You'd give them the whole thing. This is the way we push back on criminalizing something that some people have absolutely no stake in their own fate. And I'm passionate about this. The gentleman who was speaking to me about this, I listened and I didn't say a word for about 10 minutes. He was so filled with the Spirit telling me about this, how this is going to help people. I'm honored to be able to talk to you about this. And I'm going to do everything I can do to help them. Again, you can go to their website too, www.stretch with two E's, STREETCH, stretchcharity.org. Thank you for letting me bring this to you. I'm going to have more to say on this, and I wouldn't be surprised if I don't have John Patton on the show to talk about this. We got to step up and push back on this uncivil-like behavior. We need to help those who are less fortunate than us. And if you're less fortunate, we want to help you. Don't compound your misery by making more bad decisions. And that would be my advice to the homeless. And there are people who love you and care about you and want to restore you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dave Hodges. This is the Common Sense Show. God bless all of you. We'll see you back here again next time.